First off, I want to say Happy New Year. This is New Year's Day 2024. And well, 2023, I think, seemingly was a pretty good year. It wasn't bad. Hopefully 2024 moving in, we can go in and have much more the same, if not even better. So what I want to talk about here in this video is starting the new year off right with some DIY tools that are not expensive, but they're quite useful. And quite frankly, a lot of times, you just might buy stuff sort of impulsively, but you don't want to spend too much money if you really do that. So that's what I'm trying to show here today, that if you're just itching to buy some new little hand tools, I'm going to show you a selection of tools that will get your new year started off right, and you won't spend a lot of money, and you also won't sacrifice for quality. So here on the screen here, we have I don't know if this pronounces Vera or Wera, because I do know that in some countries they pronounce the W as a V, but anyway, we'll just say Wera. This 6-piece bit set, as we can see here, comes with some flat heads and an assortment of Phillips heads, and it has an extension here. And this set here costs about $16, and this little handheld guy here costs about, I think it was about $11. So this whole set costs about $27. And this thing is, I gotta say, is really, really nice. I mean, this thing is probably, it extends out. And not only that, because of the way that how small this is and how this can fit in your hand, it's like you can get into more spaces if you're looking for a stubby screwdriver. So if you're looking in the market for a stubby screwdriver, just something that's small, this thing here is quite small. And not only that, the diameter of it is so small that you can kind of, and the ergonomics of the handles, that you can kind of use this to turn here, or you can get back here and turn it, or in the middle somehow. But I definitely would recommend this right here. I guess that's the part number for it there. And this right here is the B7 Universal 1. Now, a cool thing about this is that, say if you had a workbench space, because you could just say, take this and turn this upside down and put it on that, and that just holds that just like that. You can leave it like that so you can keep the handle handy with the bit set. So this here is one that I recommend if you say got an EDC pouch that you carry, or if you got a workspace, or if you just want a nice little tool set, bit set, just to keep around houses, which is what I do with it. All right, so next up, this here is a gear wrench gimbal ratchet. Now, I bought this by accident, but I was pleasantly surprised. I was in the market to buy me a palm ratchet. As you see, this thing ratchets quite nicely. But the thing is, this is a gimbal ratchet. So this thing pivots on the axis of here, and also pivots on the axis of the red ring of the red insert here. So let me go ahead and show you how that works. If I can pull this out of here. Sometimes it's a little, there we go. So if you see here, these two screws here on each side, you can pivot this thing on these. And also the red one has 2 screws, so you can also pivot the thing on those screws as well. So depending on, I know this is not a practical angle, but you just never know how you might need to use this to kind of get into a tight space. But sometimes you get in a tight space, if you got a palm ratchet, you would have to go straight on to it, and you just might need just a little curve just to like get a nice grip on it. So I would definitely recommend getting this gimbal ratchet here. This is probably not something you're going to use that often, but when you do need it, you will need it. This here is made by Gear Wrench, and it doesn't say the teeth count on it here, but I think that I recall. Let me see here. No, it doesn't say, but that's the part number, that 81270. If I recall right, this is 90 tooth. And their 90 tooth ratchets are some of the best, and they don't really have much back drag on them. So, and also if you combine them, say with these sets here that come from Astro, look at the profile there. You can just get up in somewhere right nice with that. So there you have that. There's a gimbal ratchet from Gear Wrench. Good one to start the year off with. This was only about 16 bucks. All right, so the next one, now this is a nice, going to a couple of screwdrivers here. This is pretty cool. This is a Kleim 4-in-1 precision screwdriver. I think this was about, I want to say about 12 or 14 bucks or so, something like that. But this thing right here comes out. You take a look at it. Kleim, this whole shaft comes out, and you have a small, Phillips and flathead on that side. Put that back in here, and also on this side you have a different size Phillip and flathead. So anyway, this is a pretty nice little set. So if you just want, say, a precision screwdriver set, but you don't want to like take up a lot of space, this is 4-in-1. So that means that, well, this can take the place of about 4 precision screwdrivers, and it has a very slender shaft. You can put that little knob here in your palm, and you can tap control, or say if you was turning something very delicately like so. So highly recommend this. This thing is pretty sweet. Again, it was only about, I think about $13 or $14. Now this is one that really interesting here that I bought on impulse buy for sure. Pretty much all of this, but I think this was like $6. This is made by Power Torx, part number here W80004. Now this is they called us a stubby screwdriver set, but this should be called ultra stubby. Now look at that, lifetime warranty. Let's pull these guys out. Take a look at what we got here. Just for reference, I am going to put a penny in my hand just to show you, just for reference. Try to get that as straight up and down as possible. That's just how tall that thing is, about a height of 2 pennies. And the diameter of it, if you put this penny right here on the top, is about, let's see if I can get that into focus here. That's about, well, just dropped it. But anyway, you can see it's not much bigger than a penny. So if you look at these guys, very nice little set here. Ultra stubby. I mean, again, I practically don't know when you'd ever use something like this, but if you ever needed to squeeze somewhere, and with a Phillip or a flathead, this set right here will do the trick, and it was only $6. All right. So moving on. Now, these, I'll show you something else here. These things right here are interesting. Now, this one here, I think is made by Williams, I believe. One of them is. Yeah, this is the one made by Williams here, as you can see. Here, I got that off Amazon. Yeah, Williams, part number B70, made in the USA. And this here is a 1 4/4 of an inch. And this is, I don't know what brand this is, but this was only $7 or $8, I believe. And this one might have been 12 or 13 or so. Basically, it's sort of a, if you put it on the end of a ratchet, I'm not trying to, this ratchet right here is not part of the deal. This is a SK ratchet. This is not a cheap item, sort of. This is like a $90 ratchet. I'm just giving you the example here. You push that up here. For example, if you got into a tight spot and you want to just start your nut, your fastener first, for example, unscrew it, depending on how you want to do it. If you just put it this way, put it that way, and then you can continue ratcheting after you got it to whatever point you want it to get it to. So this is for 3/8. This here is for a 1/4 inch ratchet. And this is going to bring me to 2 ratchets that I recommend in this set here. Now this Titan swivel head ratchet here, this thing is pretty sweet. I've used this multiple times already inside of my car. The good thing about this thing is that this knurling right here is really grippy. I mean, you can get a real good grip on this. And the swivel, I love swivel heads. And if you compare it with something like this, if you want to get up in a tight spot and just like turn something and then say tighten something up with your hand like this, and then go to tighten it or loosen or however you want to do it. This thing right here is absolutely, this combination right here is absolutely perfect for that. I believe this ratchet right here might have been in the $15 to $20 range. I cannot remember, but it might have been, I think, closer to 15. I think that's a pretty cool setup here. Now, my last item, actually not my last item, I'll show you one more bit set. Now this bit set right here is from Weha. Now, and I've already showed you one bit set, but I thought I'd show you this one here as well. And I also show you this little machined precision screwdriver. This is mainly for people who, you know, own firearms maybe, or knives. I bought this for knives so I can undo my knife and like clean it out and grease the bearings and things. So this right here is made by CRKT. Pretty cool. And if you put this in here, you can make that even longer if you needed to do that. Just the same with the other bit set. Now this set right here was about $12 or $13. This right here I think was more closer to 20 bucks, but it's hard to find this standalone now. Like they try to sell this in a leather pouch. It might cost 40 or 50 bucks. But so really I'm not talking too much about this, but I'm gonna still try to see if they have this or an alternative, and I'll put that link down in the description as well. But one reason why I'm showing you this, let me pull this, I'm just pull out one of these Torx here. Reason why I'm showing you this is that this thing has, this box here has one cool feature. And that is, if you look right here, there's a hex. You can actually put this thing in here. If you're using a pinch and use this to actually use that as a screwdriver, just like that. So I thought it was an interesting feature. And it might be, you know, say if you climbed all the way up in the roof somewhere, or somewhere, and all you need is just something to twist something, and you don't have to, and you forgot your screwdriver down, you know, on the ground, and don't want to have to climb all the way back down the ladder, for example. This right here could like save the day, for example. All right, so the last one. Now this, it might not seem interesting on the first note, which is this 9-inch, quarter-of-an-inch ratchet. But I'm going to show you why I love this thing so much. First of all, this is made by Power Built. Part number is 649951. It has an articulating head that kind of doesn't lock in place, but I think you can. Let me see if I can get you to hear that. Let me see. You hear that? So when you hit it, it kind of not locks in place, but kind of sets in place, if you will, and kind of holds its posture there pretty good. So I thought that was pretty good. I like that. But something, I don't know if it's what's going on here with this, but out of the box, I'll show you something, this thing I've never seen a ratchet have. Let me set the screw right here. Now watch this. We take the screw and go here. This thing is magnetized. That's pretty amazing. I've never seen a ratchet that was magnetized, and I think it's just on the end. Let's try this in here. See, it's not even, oh yeah, it's the whole ratchet is magnetized, see? Look at that. I know you can see that. This is not any magic here. So I've never seen this an entire ratchet magnetized, but it's only lightly, I mean very, very lightly magnetized. And again, if you was to say, think of this as 9 inches and you drop something faster in there, you was undoing a little 10 millimeter faster and say, or something like this, and it fell down this in the crack, and all you needed was just something to get it out. Well, this guy right here might be your ticket to just saving you some annoyance of having to go find another tool, and you can just do it with this. But anyway, that is my New Year's, I guess, I wouldn't say special, but some New Year's recommendations if you are looking for some nice DIY or some new EDC tools that will not break the bank, but they all have a pretty good quality. Links will be in the description if you want to help the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. There'll be much more coming this year. Take care until the next one.